everyone. In our previous lesson, we discussed how we can calculate the size of an object if we are viewing that object under a microscope. In this lesson, we will be talking about what happens and how can you calculate the size of object if you are given a picture of that object. Our naked eye is incapable of seeing things that are smaller than the size of about 50 micrometers. But cells, on the other hand, usually tend to be around 5 to 40 micrometers. That means these cells are much smaller than our eye's ability to see them. Structures found within the cell are even smaller than the size of the cell. So that means that would be near impossible to see if our naked eye can't see the cell itself without the help of a microscope or something that enlarges the cell. It would be impossible to see the structures found within the cell. So for the purpose of viewing cells and the structures within the cells, we make use of microscopes. Microscopes come equipped with different magnification lenses, and those lenses have the ability to enlarge the cell multiple times from its actual size. So when the lens magnifies a cell, it becomes larger, and because it becomes larger, we are able to view those cells under a microscope. Many times, however, we get to see cells through photomicrographs, which are basically photographs taken of the view that you can see from your eyepiece lens under a microscope. So instead of you actually looking at the microscope or through the microscope to view cells and organelles inside the cell, you are given a picture of the view that you would have seen if you were viewing at it under a microscope. Since it is still a picture that is taken while you were looking at things or while someone else was looking at things under a microscope, that means that object that was being looked at under a certain magnification. And if that's the case, that means that the object that was being viewed was enlarged or magnified multiple times from its original size, which also means that the formula for magnification can also be applied to these images. Magnification is said to be a ratio between the size of the image that you see and the actual size of that object. In simple terms, magnification tells you how many times an object has been enlarged or made to look larger than its actual original size. In our first example, you are going to be provided by an image of a specimen that shows multiple cells and one of them is marked as P. And they might ask you what the magnification of this cell within this image is. In case they are asking you the magnification, the first thing you should think of is the formula M is equal to I upon A, where I is the image and A is the actual size. Now, you need to know the actual size as well as the image size in order to be able to calculate the magnification. Now, when they provided you with this image, they also told you that the actual size of the cell marked as P is 80 micrometers. But if you notice the formula, you need at least two quantities in order to calculate the third one. But in our given example, they've just provided you with the actual size and they're asking you for magnification. But you don't know what the image size of this cell is. So in our given scenario, there are two unknowns and you are only aware of one value. You are expected to tell them the magnification of this image, but how can you calculate the image size before you can actually calculate the magnification for it? And you know that they want you to tell them what the magnification for this cell is, but that means that you need to also find the value of the image size. To do that, you simply need to place your ruler on the image that is provided. So you literally take your ruler, you place it on the cell. For example, in this case, that cell is marked as P. You place your ruler there and then you measure the diameter of that cell. In this case, it's coming out to be 6 centimeter. and that becomes your image size. So now you have your image size, which you just calculated as 6 centimeter from placing the ruler on top of the image, and they've already provided you with the actual size of the cell. They've told you that that is equal to 80 micrometer. Now that you have the actual size and the image size, you can easily calculate the magnification of this image. But note how they've given the size in micrometers, whereas the image size that you've just calculated has been calculated in centimeters. In order to calculate the magnification, all the units of length must be the same. So now you need to convert the centimeter length into micrometer. To do that, you take out the standard ratio between centimeter and micrometer. And when you do that, the standard ratio comes out to be that 1 centimeter is equal to 10 to the power 4 micrometers. Once you have that, you can easily calculate how much or how many micrometers is equal to 6 centimeter.
Quick pause. If you're finding value in this explanation, there's so much more to discover at Alt Academy, where we break down every A-level concept with the same clarity. Now back to the video lesson.
So if 1 centimeter is equal to 10 to the power 4 or 10,000 micrometers, then 6 centimeter is going to be x. So if you cross multiply now, you'll have your answer as 60,000 micrometer. So now you know that the length that you calculated from the image is equal to 60,000 micrometer, and they've already told you that the actual length of the cell is 80 micrometer. Now you simply need to apply the formula of magnification, where magnification is equal to the image size divided by the actual size of the object. In this case, that's going to be 60,000 micrometers divided by 80 micrometers. At this point, I cannot stress enough that the units for the actual image size and the image calculated size or the calculated image size has to be the same. If you do not convert the centimeter into micrometers, you will have a completely different answer from the answer you will get after converting them into the same unit. And to calculate the magnification correctly, you have to have all the measurements in the same unit. So now if we divide 60,000 micrometers by 80 micrometers, we'll be left with an answer of 750. Magnification is always showed by a sign of times or x or multiplied sign before the value of the number is written, and that basically indicates how many times this image has been magnified compared to its original size. But please note that magnification itself does not have any unit, because magnification is a ratio between the size of the image and the size of the object. When the units are the same, as the numbers are being divided, the units get divided also, and the units cancel each other out. So as a result, magnification has no unit, but you write the sign of times before the number that you've calculated for magnification to highlight that this is how many times this image has been magnified. Now that you've understood how to calculate magnification from a given image, there is another way they can present you with an image. Instead of just telling you or writing the actual size as, let's say, 6 micrometer this time, they can show you that actual size on a scale bar. The scale bar is represented by this line shown within this picture, and the scale bar has 6 micrometer written on it. This 6 micrometer is telling you the actual size of this cell shown in this image. But this time around, to calculate the image size of the cell, you will not be putting your ruler on top of the cell. If you measure that and assume that to be the image size of the cell, that will give you an incorrect answer. Whenever they have provided you with an image of a cell or any organelle or structure inside the cell, and they have labeled a scale bar right next to that image with the actual size of that image written on top of it, you need to do something else this time. In order to calculate the image size now, you don't have to put your ruler on top of the cell, but rather you need to put your ruler on top of the scale bar that is shown to you. This time around, when we placed our ruler and measured the length of the scale bar shown, it also came out to be a 6 centimeter. So this time around, the actual length is 6 micrometer and the calculated image size is 6 centimeter. Now that we have two quantities out of 3, we can calculate the third quantity. But note again how the actual size given is in micrometer and the size calculated for the object or the image is in centimeters. We again need to convert this into micrometers. We need to convert 6 centimeter into micrometers. I'm skipping the calculation for it this time because I've just explained it in the previous example. But when you convert 6 centimeter into micrometers, you get 60,000 micrometers. So on your part, you do the entire process again and you will end up with a result of 60,000 micrometers. And so this time around, the magnification is going to be equal to 60,000 micrometers being divided by 6 micrometers. That's going to leave you with an answer of 10,000. So this image is magnified times 10,000. And that's going to be your answer. And finally, for our last example, I want you guys to calculate the actual size from a known magnification. So far in our examples, we've been calculating the magnification and we had already known the actual size of the object as well as the image size of that object. This time around, we need to calculate the actual size from the magnification. So this time around, we can now again use the same method that we used previously to calculate magnification from an image to calculate the image size of the cell. We again put our ruler on top of the cell to measure its diameter. In doing so this time, the image size or the calculated image size this time around comes out to be a 4 centimeter. We now again have two quantities out of the three quantities within the equation, which is why we can calculate the third quantity if we already know these two quantities. In this case, we know magnification and we have the calculated image size. You can now convert this 4 centimeter into micrometer at this point, or you can divide this 4 centimeter from 5600, which is your magnification, to get the actual image size. The actual image size would then be in centimeters, and you will then have to convert that value from centimeters to micrometers. So it's up to you whether you convert the calculated image size from centimeters to micrometers, or you actually convert the actual image size from centimeters to micrometers. Personally, I find it easy to convert it at this point only. When I have calculated the image size as 4 centimeter, I can easily convert that into micrometers, which is going to come out as 40,000 micrometers. And since the magnification is 5600, I can now divide 40,000 with 5600, and then I'll get the image size as 7.1 micrometer. Please remember that the actual size always needs to be given in micrometer. So you need to convert one SI unit into another, and you always have to give your final answer in micrometers if you are talking about size of the object or size of the cell or size of an organelle. And with this example, we've covered all the ways in which a question on magnification can show up, and you can be expected to calculate either the magnification of a given image, or you can be expected to calculate the actual size of the cell or an organelle, or even the image size of the cell or an organelle. A lot of students get confused about how to calculate the image size from a given image if they're just provided with the actual size or the magnification. So I don't want you guys to make the same mistake, and I want you guys to remember that you actually have to calculate that image size using your actual ruler by placing it either on top of a cell in case there is no scale bar, and placing it on top of a scale bar if there is a scale bar provided in the question. But with that, we have covered every single aspect that can show up on your exam regarding magnification, which is an extremely important specification of any given microscope. In the next lesson, we will now talk about resolution and figure out what that even means and how that affects the quality of a microscope. And on that note, let's move on to resolution and end this lesson over here.
Hey there! If you found this A-level biology lesson helpful, why don't you head over to altacademy.org and sign up for our full A-level biology course. In addition to biology, you could sign up for physics, chemistry, math, or 4 other A-level subjects. Thousands of students have already taken the leap. What are you waiting for? See you there.